Good morning, afternoon, evening. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak about a subject that resonates across relationships, workplaces, and communities: a woman who doesn't listen. Communication is the foundation of every relationship, whether personal or professional. It is the thread that binds people together, allowing them to share thoughts, emotions, ideas, and experiences. Without effective communication, even the strongest of bonds can weaken. Misunderstandings can arise, and opportunities for connection can slip through our fingers. It is a skill as vital as it is undervalued, often taken for granted until the absence of it reveals the cracks in our relationships. Imagine a world where communication ceases to exist, where people speak, but no one listens, where words are exchanged, but meaning is lost. Such a world would be filled with confusion, frustration, and isolation. This is why communication matters so deeply. It is not just about expressing oneself, but also about understanding others, creating a dialogue that fosters trust, respect, and collaboration. In personal relationships, communication serves as the cornerstone of emotional intimacy. It is through honest and open conversations that people build trust, resolve conflicts, and deepen their connections. A simple act of listening, truly listening, can transform a relationship, bridging gaps and dissolving misunderstandings. Conversely, when communication falters, it can lead to feelings of neglect, resentment, and distance. The absence of listening, in particular, creates a void where misunderstandings flourish and relationships begin to fray. In the professional world, the role of communication is equally critical. Teams thrive on clear and open exchanges of information. Leaders inspire trust and loyalty through their ability to convey vision and direction effectively. Colleagues collaborate successfully when they listen to and respect each other's ideas. A workplace where communication is strong is one where creativity is nurtured, problems are solved efficiently, and people feel valued. On the other hand, poor communication can lead to inefficiency, conflicts, and a lack of motivation. But the essence of effective communication lies in listening, a skill that is often underestimated. Listening is the silent partner of speaking, a process that requires focus, patience, and empathy. It is about more than just hearing words. It is about understanding their meaning and the emotions behind them. When we listen, we validate the other person's experiences, showing them that their voice matters. The importance of communication cannot be overstated. It is the lifeblood of human connection, the bridge between isolation and understanding. In both our personal and professional lives, mastering the art of communication, and particularly the skill of listening, opens the door to stronger, more meaningful relationships. The phrase "a woman who doesn't listen" is not to be taken literally or as a judgment of any individual. Instead, it serves as a symbolic representation of a broader concept: someone who appears disconnected, preoccupied, or unresponsive in communication. It transcends gender and circumstance, reflecting moments when individuals fail to engage deeply with those around them. This symbolic figure allows us to explore the dynamics of listening, its absence, and its impact on relationships and society. At its core, the idea of not listening is often misunderstood. It doesn't necessarily imply rudeness, defiance, or disinterest. Instead, it may point to a range of underlying causes. Perhaps the woman in question is overwhelmed by the demands of her environment, juggling responsibilities, meeting societal expectations, or navigating personal challenges. Her apparent inattentiveness may stem from stress, fatigue, or the sheer volume of voices clamoring for her attention. In this sense, she represents anyone who struggles to balance the act of listening with their own internal noise. Moreover, a woman who doesn't listen may symbolize a deeper frustration. In many cases, people tune out not because they don't care, but because they feel unheard themselves. If a woman has spoken repeatedly and been ignored, dismissed, or invalidated, she might withdraw, choosing to stop listening as a defense mechanism. This highlights the cyclical nature of communication. When one side falters, the other often follows. There is also a societal layer to consider. Women, in particular, are frequently held to high standards of emotional labor, expected to be attentive, nurturing, and empathetic at all times. When they fail to meet these expectations, even momentarily, they may be unfairly labeled as indifferent or uncooperative. The symbolic woman who doesn't listen challenges these stereotypes, urging us to reflect on how we perceive and judge others. This figure also invites us to examine the consequences of not listening, both on an individual and collective level. When someone stops engaging in meaningful dialogue, it can create distance, misunderstanding, and conflict. Relationships suffer, collaboration breaks down, and the potential for growth diminishes. Yet, these outcomes are not irreversible. They are opportunities to recognize the importance of mutual respect and active participation in communication. Ultimately, the symbolic woman who doesn't listen is not a fixed identity, but a mirror reflecting human struggles with connection, empathy, and understanding. She reminds us that listening is not just about hearing words, but about being present, compassionate, and open to the experiences of others. By addressing the barriers to listening, we can create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Miscommunication is one of the most common and detrimental outcomes of not listening. It creates a cascade of issues that can disrupt personal relationships, undermine professional collaboration, and lead to missed opportunities in nearly every aspect of life. When one party fails to listen attentively, the message being conveyed is often distorted, incomplete, or entirely lost. The result is a breakdown in understanding that can escalate into conflict, confusion, or alienation. At its core, communication is a two-way process. One person expresses, and the other listens and responds. However, when listening is absent, this process is interrupted. The speaker may feel ignored or misunderstood, leading to frustration or hurt. The listener, on the other hand, may jump to conclusions, misinterpret the intent, or miss critical details. This disconnect can turn simple interactions into sources of tension and mistrust. For instance, in personal relationships, not listening can lead to assumptions about a partner's feelings, desires, or concerns. Imagine a scenario where one person is sharing their worries, but the other is distracted or dismissive. Instead of addressing the concern, the listener might respond inappropriately, escalating the issue rather than resolving it. Over time, this pattern can erode intimacy and trust, creating emotional distance between individuals who care about each other. In professional settings, the stakes of miscommunication can be even higher. A manager who doesn't listen to their team may miss signs of dissatisfaction or overlook valuable input. Employees who feel unheard might disengage, leading to decreased productivity and morale. Similarly, during a project, failure to listen carefully to instructions or feedback can result in errors, delays, or even complete failure. Opportunities for innovation and collaboration are lost when people are not fully engaged in understanding one another. The ripple effect of miscommunication also extends to missed opportunities. Listening is often the gateway to recognizing potential, whether in the form of a new idea, a budding relationship, or a chance to make a positive impact. When we fail to listen, we close ourselves off to these possibilities. For example, a business leader who doesn't listen to market feedback might miss a critical trend, putting their company at a disadvantage. A friend who doesn't hear a cry for help might miss an opportunity to support someone in need. The consequences of not listening are profound, but they are also preventable. Active listening, focusing entirely on the speaker, seeking to understand rather than react, and clarifying points when needed can bridge gaps and prevent misunderstandings. It ensures that communication remains a tool for connection, collaboration, and growth, rather than a source of conflict. By committing to listen more effectively, we can transform potential miscommunication into moments of clarity and opportunity. Empathy and active listening are essential pillars of meaningful and fulfilling relationships. These two qualities form the foundation of trust, understanding, and connection between individuals. Without empathy, listening becomes a mechanical process, devoid of genuine engagement and understanding. And without active listening, empathy lacks the channel to manifest effectively. Together, they create a powerful synergy that enriches relationships and fosters mutual respect. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It requires stepping into someone else's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes, and feeling what they feel. In relationships, empathy is the bridge that connects people on an emotional level. It allows us to move beyond our own experiences and recognize the perspectives, struggles, and emotions of others. This recognition fosters a sense of validation and affirmation, two essential ingredients for healthy relationships. Active listening, on the other hand, is the process of fully engaging with someone when they speak. It goes beyond simply hearing words to understanding the message, intent, and emotions behind them. Active listening involves focusing entirely on the speaker, avoiding distractions, and responding thoughtfully. It also includes nonverbal cues such as maintaining eye contact, nodding, and using facial expressions to show attentiveness and understanding. When empathy and active listening come together, they create a powerful dynamic. Imagine a friend sharing their feelings about a difficult experience. If you merely hear their words but fail to connect with their emotions, your response may seem detached or unhelpful. However, if you listen actively and with empathy, your understanding deepens and your response becomes supportive and compassionate. This not only helps the speaker feel heard, but also strengthens the bond between you. In romantic relationships, empathy and active listening are particularly crucial. They allow partners to navigate challenges, resolve conflicts, and grow together. For instance, during an argument, active listening ensures that both parties feel heard, while empathy helps each person understand the other's perspective. This combination diffuses tension and creates space for compromise and reconciliation. In professional settings, empathy and active listening foster collaboration and mutual respect. A leader who listens actively and demonstrates empathy can inspire trust and loyalty among their team. They create an environment where everyone feels valued and understood, leading to better teamwork and innovation. Empathy and active listening require effort, but the rewards are immense. They deepen connections, resolve conflicts, and build stronger, more resilient relationships. By cultivating these qualities, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. The perception that someone is not listening is often shaped by societal stereotypes and biases, which can lead to unfair judgments and misunderstandings. These assumptions may not reflect reality, but instead stem from preconceived notions about gender, behavior, or cultural norms. Recognizing and addressing these biases is crucial to fostering empathy and promoting better communication in our personal and professional interactions. One of the most common stereotypes involves gendered expectations. Women in particular are often expected to be natural caregivers and empathetic listeners, roles that society frequently assigns to them based on traditional norms. When a woman deviates from these expectations, perhaps appearing distracted, uninterested, or simply focused on her own priorities, she is often labeled as not listening. This judgment fails to consider the pressure she might be under or the reasons behind her behavior. It also ignores the fact that listening is a shared responsibility and not an obligation tied to gender. Men, on the other hand, are sometimes perceived as inherently less communicative or emotionally attentive. When they appear not to listen, societal bias may reinforce the stereotype that they are aloof or disinterested. This assumption not only oversimplifies complex individual behaviors, but also perpetuates harmful narratives that discourage men from actively engaging in emotional or empathetic communication. Cultural differences also play a significant role in how listening is perceived. In some cultures, active listening may involve verbal affirmations, frequent eye contact, or expressive gestures. In others, listening might be demonstrated through silence, thoughtful pauses, or indirect responses. These cultural variations can lead to misjudgments, particularly in diverse settings where people may interpret listening behaviors differently. A person who adheres to a quieter or more reflective style of communication might be unfairly seen as inattentive or disengaged when, in fact, they are deeply focused. Another factor contributing to the perception of not listening is the increasing prevalence of distractions in modern life. The constant barrage of notifications, multitasking, and digital interactions can make anyone appear inattentive, regardless of their intentions. Yet societal biases often amplify these perceptions based on existing stereotypes. For instance, a busy professional woman may be criticized for not listening while multitasking, whereas the same behavior in a male executive might be excused as part of his demanding role. It's important to challenge these biases and approach such situations with understanding. Before assuming someone is not listening, we should consider their context, pressures, and communication style. Recognizing the impact of societal stereotypes helps us move away from judgment and toward empathy. By addressing these biases, we create space for more authentic connections and fairer interpretations of others' behavior. When someone appears not to listen, it is easy to jump to conclusions and label them as inattentive, indifferent, or disengaged. However, the reality is often far more complex. There are many underlying reasons why a person might seem unresponsive, ranging from external pressures to internal struggles. Understanding these root causes can help us approach such situations with empathy and work toward improving communication. One of the most common reasons for not listening is stress. In today's fast-paced world, many people juggle multiple responsibilities: work, family, personal goals, and societal expectations. The mental load of balancing these demands can be overwhelming. When someone is preoccupied with their stressors, They may struggle to focus on what others are saying. It's not that they don't care, but their mind is consumed by the weight of their own concerns. In such moments, they might need support and understanding rather than criticism. Lack of interest is another reason why someone might appear not to listen. This doesn't always stem from intentional indifference. Sometimes the topic being discussed may not resonate with them or hold their attention. In other cases, the way the message is conveyed, such as a monotonous tone or unclear language, might make it difficult for the listener to stay engaged. This is a reminder that communication is a two-way street, and the speaker also plays a role in capturing and maintaining the listener's attention. Feeling unheard can also lead to the appearance of not listening. When someone feels that their own voice has been dismissed or devalued over time, they might withdraw from conversations as a form of self-protection. This withdrawal can manifest as disengagement or inattentiveness, but it often reflects a deeper sense of frustration or resignation. For example, a person who has repeatedly tried to express their ideas in a group setting only to be interrupted or ignored might eventually stop paying attention altogether. Distractions, both external and internal, also play a significant role. In an age dominated by technology, people are constantly bombarded by notifications, emails, and social media updates. These distractions can pull focus away from conversations, making it seem like someone isn't listening even if they have good intentions. Internally, distractions such as fatigue, personal worries, or even daydreaming can also contribute to inattentiveness. Finally, some individuals may struggle with active listening due to habits or a lack of awareness. They might not realize the importance of fully engaging in conversations or may have never developed strong listening skills. In such cases, gentle guidance and open dialogue can help. By recognizing these root causes, we can replace judgment with compassion, creating an environment where both speaking and listening feel valued and effective. The behavior of not listening can have profound and far-reaching effects on personal growth, relationships, and teamwork. While it may sometimes seem like a minor lapse in attention, the cumulative impact of such behavior can create significant challenges and missed opportunities in various aspects of life. On a personal level, the inability or unwillingness to listen hinders self-growth. Listening is a critical pathway to learning, whether in formal education, personal development, or everyday interactions. Much of what we understand about the world comes from paying attention to the experiences and insights of others. When a person doesn't listen, they close themselves off to new perspectives and ideas, limiting their capacity to grow intellectually and emotionally. Furthermore, by not listening to feedback, they miss opportunities to identify areas for improvement, refine their skills, or strengthen their character. Over time, this can lead to stagnation as they remain confined to their own viewpoint and experiences without embracing the richness of learning from others. In relationships, not listening creates distance and mistrust. Communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and listening is its most vital component. When one party consistently fails to listen, it sends a message intended or not that the other person's thoughts, feelings, or concerns are unimportant. This can lead to frustration, resentment, and emotional disconnection. Partners, friends, or family members who feel unheard may stop expressing themselves, causing the relationship to lose its depth and intimacy. Over time, unresolved issues and misunderstandings can erode the bond between individuals, making reconciliation more difficult. In the context of teamwork, the effects of not listening are equally detrimental. Effective teamwork relies on collaboration, mutual respect, and the free exchange of ideas. When team members fail to listen to one another, it creates an environment of disunity and inefficiency. Valuable insights might be overlooked, and critical details may be missed, leading to mistakes or delays. Additionally, when individuals feel ignored or undervalued within a team, their motivation and morale can suffer. This not only affects their own contributions, but can also spread negativity throughout the group, undermining overall performance. On a broader level, a lack of listening undermines trust and weakens connections in both personal and professional settings. It fosters a culture of misunderstanding and missed opportunities, where individuals feel isolated rather than supported. However, the consequences of such behavior are not irreversible. By cultivating active listening skills and fostering empathy, individuals can counter these negative effects, strengthen their relationships, and enhance their personal and collective growth. The choice to listen is a simple yet transformative act that holds the power to bridge divides and create meaningful connections. Improving listening skills is essential for fostering better communication, building stronger relationships, and enhancing personal and professional growth. While listening may seem like a natural ability, it is a skill that requires conscious effort, practice, and dedication. By incorporating strategies like mindfulness, patience, and focused attention, anyone can become a more effective listener. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for improving listening skills. It involves being fully present in the moment, free from distractions and preconceived notions. Often, people listen with half their attention, thinking about what they will say next or letting their minds wander. Practicing mindfulness means deliberately setting aside internal chatter and giving undivided attention to the speaker. Techniques such as deep breathing or grounding exercises can help calm the mind and create a state of readiness to listen. By being present, listeners can pick up on not just the words, but also the tone, body language, and emotions behind the message. Patience is another critical aspect of effective listening. Conversations are not just exchanges of information, but opportunities to connect and understand. Interrupting or rushing the speaker disrupts this connection and can make them feel devalued. Practicing patience means allowing the speaker to express themselves fully, even if their pace is slower or their thoughts take time to unfold. It also involves resisting the urge to jump in with solutions or judgments, focusing instead on understanding their perspective. Developing patience requires self-discipline and the recognition that listening is as much about the other person as it is about the listener. Focusing on the speaker is perhaps the most fundamental element of active listening. This means setting aside distractions such as mobile devices and creating an environment conducive to meaningful conversation. Maintaining eye contact, nodding, and using affirming gestures can show the speaker that they have your full attention. Reflecting on what they say by paraphrasing or asking clarifying questions not only helps confirm understanding, but also signals genuine interest. For instance, saying, "If I understand correctly, you're feeling frustrated," because demonstrates engagement and empathy. Additionally, practicing empathy enhances listening skills. Empathy requires not only hearing the words, but also trying to understand the emotions and experiences behind them. By imagining oneself in the speaker's position, a listener can respond in a way that validates their feelings and fosters connection. Finally, setting an intention to listen actively in every interaction can significantly improve this skill over time. Whether it's dedicating time to uninterrupted conversations or reflecting on past communication missteps, small, consistent efforts lead to lasting change. By embracing mindfulness, patience, focus, and empathy, individuals can transform how they listen, creating stronger bonds and more meaningful exchanges in all areas of life. Listening is a powerful act that goes beyond merely hearing words. It is an exchange that can profoundly empower both the listener and the speaker. At its core, effective listening creates a space for understanding, validation, and mutual respect, fostering personal growth and stronger connections. It is a dynamic process that uplifts individuals and strengthens relationships, making it a cornerstone of meaningful communication. For the speaker, being truly listened to is a validating experience. It reassures them that their thoughts, feelings, and experiences matter. When someone listens attentively, it sends a clear message: "I see you, I hear you, and I value what you have to say." This validation can boost the speaker's confidence, encouraging them to express themselves more openly and authentically. It fosters a sense of worth and belonging, especially in environments where individuals may feel overlooked or marginalized. For example, in a team setting, when leaders actively listen to their employees, it empowers those individuals to contribute their ideas more freely, knowing their input is respected and valued. Listening also provides the speaker with clarity. As they articulate their thoughts, they often gain a deeper understanding of their own emotions and perspectives. The act of speaking to an attentive listener can be cathartic, helping them untangle complex feelings or brainstorm solutions to challenges. A thoughtful question or reflective comment from the listener can further guide the speaker toward insights they might not have discovered alone. This transformative process underscores the power of listening as a tool for empowerment. For the listener, the act of listening cultivates empathy, patience, and understanding. By fully engaging with another person's story or viewpoint, the listener broadens their own perspective, gaining insights into experiences or ideas they might not have encountered otherwise. This expansion of understanding fosters personal growth. making the listener more compassionate and adaptable in their interactions with others. Listening also builds trust and strengthens relationships, which in turn empowers the listener to connect more deeply with those around them. Moreover, listening is an act of leadership and influence. By genuinely paying attention, the listener creates a culture of respect and collaboration. This approach not only empowers others to speak up, but also positions the listener as someone who values and inspires others. For instance, a teacher who listens attentively to their students encourages an environment of mutual respect and learning, empowering everyone involved to achieve their best. The reciprocal nature of listening makes it uniquely empowering. It is not a passive activity, but an active engagement that enriches both parties. Whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or social contexts, listening strengthens bonds, builds confidence, and fosters an atmosphere of trust and mutual growth. In doing so, it empowers both the speaker and the listener to thrive. In a world where communication is more accessible than ever, the art of truly listening often feels like a lost skill. Yet, it remains one of the most powerful tools for fostering connection, understanding, and growth. As individuals and as a society, we have the opportunity to reclaim and elevate this essential practice, creating a culture where voices are heard, perspectives are valued, and relationships are enriched. The ability to listen deeply and empathetically is a hopeful reminder that meaningful communication can bridge divides and heal wounds. Listening is more than just a skill, it is an act of humanity. It allows us to see beyond the surface, to connect with others on a profound level, and to recognize the shared experiences that unite us. In every conversation, there is an opportunity to build a stronger bond, clarify misunderstandings, or offer support. Whether it's in personal relationships, workplaces, or communities, the decision to listen opens the door to greater harmony and collaboration. It is through listening that we honor the stories and emotions of others, fostering an environment where everyone feels valued and understood. On a broader societal level, listening has the potential to address some of the most pressing challenges of our time. In an era marked by polarization and discord, the simple act of listening to those with differing viewpoints can break down barriers and build bridges of understanding. It reminds us that, despite our differences, we all share a common humanity. By choosing to listen, we create a space for empathy and dialogue, paving the way for more inclusive and compassionate solutions to societal issues. Listening also inspires hope for personal transformation. It is a skill that anyone can cultivate with intention and practice. By committing to mindfulness, patience, and empathy, we can all become better listeners, creating a ripple effect of positive change in our interactions. The beauty of listening lies in its accessibility. It requires no special tools or resources, only a willingness to be present and open. This simplicity makes it a powerful equalizer, giving everyone the ability to contribute to better communication and understanding. As we reflect on the power of listening, let us embrace it as a cornerstone of meaningful connections. Let us approach each conversation with the intention to truly hear and understand, knowing that our effort can transform not only our relationships, but also the world around us. By making listening a priority, we can nurture a society built on trust, respect, and shared humanity. In this, there is immense hope for stronger relationships, healthier communities, and a more united world. Let us listen, not just with our ears, but with our hearts, and move toward a future where every voice matters. In conclusion, the ability to listen is fundamental to personal growth, healthy relationships, and effective teamwork. Misjudgments about listening often stem from societal biases, while the root causes such as stress, distractions, or feeling unheard highlight the complexities of human behavior. However, listening also holds transformative power, empowering both the speaker and the listener by fostering trust, understanding, and connection. By embracing mindfulness, patience, and empathy, we can improve our listening skills and create a culture of better communication. Let us move forward with hope, committed to truly hearing one another and building a more compassionate, united world. So today, let us commit to being better listeners, not just with our ears, but with our hearts. Because when we listen, we lead, and in that lies the power to change everything. Thank you.